Hi there, Habs fans. How was your evening? Mine was good. Mine was really good. Um, yep, still haven't wrapped my head around it. I still haven't wrapped my head around it. Uh I don't know what to say. Let's just start off with it. The Montreal Canadiens select Ivan Demidov 5th overall. They select Michael Hage 21st overall, and they now are still drafting as we speak in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th rounds. The Canadiens also select son of Saku Koivu, Aatos Koivu. Wow. Wow. What can you say, right? I'm going to show you guys my instant reaction to the Demidov pick. You got to see me do a swanton bomb into a pool immediately following the pick. So I'll show that to you guys in a minute. If you didn't have a chance to catch my live stream last night with Paul and John from Habsolutely podcast, it was an epic night. A lot of things are being said about this night with the Montreal Canadiens, and this video the last 2 years, picking Slavkovsky, picking Reinbacher have historically been the best on this channel. Even if you're not a fan of this channel, I don't care. I'm not judging. I'm not complaining. But it seems like a lot of more of you guys show up just to see the reaction of many folks. But you've done so with me, and I just want to come out and say thank you just for being here. If you're showing up just to see my reaction and then you don't see me till a year later, I don't know. I mean, we're not going to have a chance to draft this high again, maybe for a very long time. And to see the Canadiens going to go out and acquire an elite talent like Ivan Demidov, it's been 3 years in the making. We weren't sure about Uri Slavkovsky. Now I got his signed jersey on me right now. We weren't sure about David Reinbacher. We're still not sure, maybe some of us. I'm very confident in him. I've seen him play once in person, like I mentioned to you guys. But I just wanted to say thank you before I moved on here, because I know that, like I said, historically, when a franchise potential altering day happens, you guys tune in, and I'm grateful. And you guys know that I have created this channel inspired by Steve Dangle, and I had the chance to meet Steve and, really get his salute to go ahead with this thing, to do something similar that he does with the Leafs for the Montreal Canadiens and what they're going through still. My gosh. But I just want to say thanks. So I'll get into the rest of the video now. My gratitude is sincere and heartfelt and full right now for a fun night that we had on this draft night. I'm going to get reaction from Shane Gomal, who got to see it live in person and meet everybody. And I mean everybody at the draft. We're going to get him on the channel. We're going to have a Habsolutely podcast again very soon this week, hopefully. And we're going to keep it on rolling here. But the Canadiens make a historic night, bringing out Celine Dion to select Ivan Demidov. I could get into the Celine Dion story and what she means to my family. I will sometime at another video, but we also select Michael Hage, a guy whose father tragically passed away last year, who grew up a Habs fan. His family grew up a Habs fan. It's just the story, the emotion you heard in his interview with Jeff Merrick on Sportsnet. I've never seen or heard that from a player that was just drafted before. I've never seen that. The raw, heartfelt emotion, what it means to him and his family to dedicate last season to his dad, and the heck of a player that he's going to be. The Canadiens traded up from 26th to 21st to select Michael Hage on purpose. They knew what they were doing. He's a centerman. I'm going to pull him up right here. I don't have a ton of time to edit this video today, so I'm just going to be a bit raw with you guys. But when we looked into Michael Hage last night, not knowing that much about him, it's very clear why the Canadiens went ahead and selected this guy. He's a centerman. Like, now your center depth has only gotten stronger. And now maybe, like, what is the ceiling for him? We don't know. If Kirby Dach somehow doesn't pan out, Michael Hage could very well be the guy. I really hope Kirby does. Don't get me wrong. I really, really hope he does. But let's shift back to Ivan Demidov for a second, because I know I'm all over the place here, but I just got to say that this was a historic night, and I'm just going to show you guys my reaction to Ivan Demidov and that pick. The guy was touted to be second best talent, maybe even first from overall talent in this draft, above Macklin Celebrini, some think. But let's just watch my reaction to Ivan Demidov doing a little Jeff Hardy swanton bomb into the pool.
Demidov! Demidov is a Montreal Canadian.
It's the best.
You take that, John. I get it.
It's the best.
You guys got your wish. You guys were calling for it. I'm going in the pool. Ivan Demidov, 5th overall to the Montreal Canadiens. Thank you, Celine Dion. How deep's the pool?
How deep?
9.5?
Yes, 9.5 feet.
All right.
Right in the middle.
Ivan Demidov. Oh!
Oh!
Oh, what a guy.
That's amazing.
Ivan Demidov is a
That
Montreal
is
Canadian.
amazing.
Woo! Thank you to all my fans out there on the Drudix channel.
You got a towel for him.
Ivan Demidov is a Montreal Canadian. The Michkov redemption is complete. Welcome to Montreal, Ivan Demidov. Sorry. I got John. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. It's okay. It's okay.
You just blew.
Oh my goodness, what a night. What a night. It was truly epic. I mean, so many Habs fan live streams were happening last night. We got to see Matt. I saw Matt's face a few years ago. He sent me a message when we connected, but you guys got to see Hockey Junkie reveal his face on his channel, Habs Digest, the Sick Podcast, Sportsnet doing their awesome coverage, David Amber and Jeff Merrick and everybody, Elliot Friedman, my buddy Kyle Bukauskas, who's going to come on this channel soon as well. Everyone doing a fantastic job last night in Las Vegas, where it's hard to believe that a draft like this isn't going to happen again, maybe for a long time. But what a night. Ivan Demidov, an elite talent. Some people feel like he really could be the first 100-point player since Mats Naslund with the Montreal Canadiens. And regardless of how many points Ivan Demidov gets, last night we talked about it, and picturing the idea of Juraj Slafkovsky, Nick Suzuki, and Ivan Demidov on your first line for the Montreal Canadiens sounds pretty amazing. And to me, I proposed last night, I don't know who we're going to acquire in terms of trades this summer or even next summer, but somehow if the Canadiens were able to acquire Trevor Zegras as an example, if the price was right and we're not coughing up the future for him, on your second line, Zegras, Kirby Dach, and Caulfield, that doesn't sound like too bad of a top 6, right? Eventually, Michael Hage, Owen Beck. Let's see if Machar pans out. Some of you guys still don't believe in Machar. I know that. But regardless, we have a lot of talent. Joshua Waugh, you could throw in there. But the point is, this draft, this night was several things. It was epic. It was historic. It was monumental. It was a franchise game changer. And frankly, now I believe we've really entered into a new era with the Montreal Canadiens, where they are going to attempt, and I think they've made a pretty strong push and attempt already and succeeded already in terms of the draft selections, to re-enter into greatness. And we know the history of this team. We know the fan base. We know the love and the passion we've shared for so long. And now we're seeing the Canadiens be rebuilt properly. We saw David Reinbacher come in last year. Lane Hudson is here. And I just want to say one thing too, that when it comes to Ivan Demidov, we're not going to see him at the player development camp, the rookie development camp coming up here very soon in Montreal. But we were told by the Montreal Canadiens that we will see him in September 14th, September 15th at the Bell Center for the Prospects Challenge for the Canadiens versus the Leafs and their prospects. And your buddy here, Deeksy, will be there. I've already got tickets, center ice for both games. So when Ivan Demidov and Michael Hage and Aatos Koivu and the other draft picks, who I haven't even mentioned, we'll get to the defensemen and the others that we've picked already and the ones we're going to pick later. But I'll be there to witness Ivan Demidov in person for the first time in Montreal at the Bell Center. That's what they told us, is that the draft selections will be available. So Ivan Demidov, according to Arpin Bass, who doesn't have a visa to be able to play or come to the prospects or the development camp in Montreal right now, but he will be at the Prospects Challenge in September, and so will I. So I'm very excited to go there with Shane Gomal, my buddy, and my family and friends, possibly Paul and John from Absolutely. So I'm going to get to witness him for the first time in person. It's going to be something special. And that's this. That's what this is. Kent Hughes said it went just about as perfectly. I would say everything went perfectly according to Kent Hughes in round 1. They got exactly the players that they wanted to get. And Kent Hughes and the Canadiens did an excellent job deceiving the hockey world by not showing up to the oh my gosh, it's just so funny the way they did it. But Kent Hughes and the Canadiens weren't seen at the meeting with Ivan Demidov's agent in the little draft sort of meetings that they held with Demidov a week before the draft with Demidov and other Russian players' agent. It's just escaped me right now. I know his name. It's just my head is still spinning from last night. So you'll correct me in the comments down below. I know you will. But the point is the Canadiens did not show their hand showing how interested they were in drafting Ivan Demidov. You see Lane Hutson and Ivan Demidov meeting last night gave me flashbacks of Andrei Markov and Alex Kovalev on that power play. Yeah, start thinking about that. That's when it gets exciting. Lane Hutson being the next power play quarterback of the Canadiens, a dynamic, potentially elite defenseman, quarterback in the power play for the Canadiens, and an elite forward, one of the best we've seen since Nikita Kucherov and Alex Ovechkin. Shane Gaumont himself said it, that Ivan Demidov is the best Russian since Alex Ovechkin, but I think we maybe forgot about Nikita Kucherov, even though we're not fans of him because of what he said to us in the finals 3 years ago. Whatever, who cares? He's still an amazingly talented Russian player. And that's what we have in Ivan Demidov. He's a Montreal Canadien. Michael Hage, the emotion that he poured out, the player that he's going to be. Aatos Koivu, you can't write a better script at this point. In 2024, the Canadiens have made history at this NHL entry draft, and we all got to witness it together. And it's not even done yet. There's going to be so much more content now to talk about. We're all just going to have so much time to get into it. It's going to be a blast. And it's a privilege to do this on this channel. Thank you for tuning in, guys. If you want to support the channel and stick around, I'd love to have you. I'm not full-time into this thing because I can't be. I got other responsibilities, but it's a privilege to be here, and I thank you. So hit like, hit subscribe if you want to do that. Thank you so much. Go Habs, go. We're back, baby. We're back.